All right, everyone, welcome to episode 8 of DrainTalk. I thought I'd try and squeeze in a short episode before I leave to Fort Myers and America to take part in the IFPA 17 World Championships in Pinball. I'm looking forward to that, and by the time you see this episode, I'm probably already in America and spending some days prior to the World Championships, playing some pre-tournaments, enjoying the sun, and meeting a lot of cool people. So, the last episode was in January. That was the C-Ray tutorial. It was a beautiful episode, if I must say it myself. But I've been totally swamped with work and also busy recording and working on the 2 albums for my bands Frail Grounds and Death of Giants. I just wanted to give a short update on how Pinball Norway is, how the tournament situation is, and give you a little update on the Age of Empires Homebrew. I'll be accompanied by my good friend Tom, and we'll also have some beer tasting. We're going to taste a very, very unique beer from France. All right, so sit tight, enjoy the episode, and I'll come back to you after the World Championships. As I said, I haven't really been able to work much on the Age of Empires homebrew. I have a lot of ideas, and we're going to show you a little footage from how the machine is right now. But I have been focusing on trying to work out the insert positions, the insert placement, thinking a bit about the artwork, and also I've been swapping out the ramps for some actual ramps, which I got from Ramp-O-Matics. Some reproduction ramps, and cutting them and customizing them to fit the machine. So it's improving, it's going further and coming further along. And also I managed to connect up the motorized target bank, which you of course know from Attack from Mars, and it's working quite well. There are some minor bumps, and I powered up, hopefully, the machine yesterday, and I haven't really been playing it since December. So it's cool to play it again, and you will see some footage here. I will talk a little bit about what my design choices, what to be changed, and what is working and not working. So I wanted to start with looking at this footage from the early beginning. That was last year, and you can see it was a humble start, but just getting to this point was huge for me. That was almost more than I had even expected. But we will now see how the game is in its current state as I play a little bit, and I will just comment along as we watch here. So you can see the major difference with the ramps in the back is that it's actually real ramps, which I have kind of adjusted to fit. And as we see, working very nice. And in the middle we also have the motorized target bank up above the pop pumper, which is going down now, and that opens a shot to shoot the left ramp, which I'll be doing now. One challenge which you really discover if you're making a homebrew is that the ball will get stuck any and every place you haven't really thought about making sure it doesn't get stuck. Which we'll see that a couple times. But the main layout is working. I'm already doing some changes, like for example to the left of the upper left ramp. I need to move the stander post to be able to hit the captive ball better, and places like where the ball just got stuck now, that's a problem. Also, the motorized target bank is like a millimeter or two higher than the play field, which gives the ball kind of a jump, so the ball is struggling to hit the center spinner, which we will also see in a little while. Here you can hear the motor's target bank going up again to its up position. Currently I've coded in that hitting the target to the right of the pop bumper will lower it, and a successful ramp shot to the center ramp, it will make the bank go up again, but that's just for testing purposes. Here we can see what I meant with the stand-up. It needs to be changed. All right, I hope you enjoyed that small segment of Homebrew. And as you can see, Tom André, nice to have you back. You suddenly arrived just in time for the beer tasting.
Yeah, very good timing.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So for this beer tasting, I am going to offer you a very, very unique beer. And last summer I was in France on vacation, and we traveled to a small kind of village up in the mountainside in the cliffs called Mouss Terrienne. And I discovered they had some local brewery, more like a family brewery, who also created or crafted beers. And that region in France is known for its lavendel and lavendel honey. And this beer is I brought 2 bottles home because I really wanted to kind of explore this I want to explore it again, and you will explore it for the first time.
Yeah.
All right, so how do we drink? We need some glasses.
Yes.
That would be nice to have some. Oi, look at that. Ooh. It's beautiful. And then the bottles, yeah, wow. Look at that beauty. And as you can see, I will zoom in on, or you'll see it closer. What's it called? The label is really beautiful. It really portrays the city and how it actually looks. You see the cliffs, and you see there's a chapel in the middle on top, and also there's this hanging star. There's a story behind that up in between the tops. And the beer is called Mouss Terrienne. It is a blonde honey beer. So this is a honey-infused beer, and it's 5.5%. The Scipion family, originally from the commune of Châteauneuf-les-Moustiers, Sainte-Marie, sorry for the pronunciation, all French people, has lived in the commune of Moustiers since the end of the 1890s and cultivates ancestral know-how around honey. They have thus developed their own family brewery to produce beers with a unique taste that breathe Provence. And this is the blonde honey beer. It's made from a clever blend of savory, sage and honey for an incomparable taste. Subtle and rare beer, absolutely, with its touch of honey, sage and savory. Slightly sweet with unique aromas, it goes perfectly with all the little moments of pleasure. And this is a moment of pleasure, isn't it?
Oh yes.
My dear friend.
Yeah.
You need to open the bottle somehow.
Ooh.
Oh! Look at that. Oi. Oi, oi, oi.
There we go. Save it. A lot of spice.
Yeah. All right. I mean, people have been requesting beer tasting for several episodes, so I'm glad we're finally able to do this. And
Santé.
santé.
Yeah.
And take a deep. Because I bought this, we were at the restaurant eating in Moustiers, and then I saw they had like Moustiers beer, and I had to try it, and it really hit me as something different than I'm used to drinking.
Yeah.
And it's also much more interesting than the beer I tasted in episode 4. That was the Paladin beer. Nora was her name. that was supposed to be full of spices, and I was a bit let down, as you sure know since you saw that episode. But this is, it's very, very rich in taste.
Extreme. Can definitely. I normally it's the description says, hey, so it tastes chocolate and caramel and. But here, you can really taste the same. It's distinct flavor.
I have never tasted any other beer like this before this one, especially with the honey. Closest would be some kind of mead in a way, but let's enjoy this beer while we continue talking about pinball. All right, let's talk about this year till now, 2022 so far in Norwegian competitive pinball. And of course, all of you Norwegians watching, you are hopefully or will be now aware of the Norwegian Championship series for 2022, which is in full blossom. The points are kind of falling in, and there are more and more tournaments being organized, which I hope is an effect of the NCS rankings. The format for the final has been chosen now. It will be a lot of match play and varieties of head-to-head and group match play. And you can find all the details on the ifpa.no. We are 32 players, the top 32 players advance, but we are over I think 100 players in Norway. Yeah. And this is kind of the first time we've had the opportunity to measure how many are a bit active this year. So it's 122 players who have participated in tournaments in Norway this year.
That's very good.
Very good. So I think we will start going very quickly through the months since January and up till April, and just see an overview of the tournaments and if there's been any other changes or interesting news. Now, the first thing, which is a bit interesting to mention, because this was a thing from the week between Christmas and New Year's. So it's kind of last year, but still it kind of seeped into January.
It was New Year, so basically,
Yeah. After the Borås pinball in close to New Year, it became known that Tormod Pettersen was apparently kind of caught cheating in Borås. It sparked a very big debate and discussion on the Swedish pinball forums.
Yeah.
And I talked to Tormod and kind of got a bit clarification on what happened. He said openly, he kind of fucked up, and he said that it was a stupid mistake. And personally, Tormod is such a good player.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't need to do anything to kind of be the best.
No.
So he has to own that, and he does. This is not really about him, actually. What was important about this situation was that, as mentioned, it sparked a debate in Sweden, which felt like it was time for it to be talked about.
Yeah, there has always been, every Borås I've been to, there's been there have been murmurs in the background of, was someone cheating, or was someone who put scores down, someone restarted a game without sort of noting their scores down. It's always been an issue over there.
Yeah, as you say, it's been no control at all. I believe there's been a lot of cheating. So I think people have been kind of wanting to have a bit more control system.
Yeah.
And also there was another case in, I think it was Matchstick last year also, where a guy was caught cheating and was banned for a year. And that was not a top player. And then now the discussion was a bit around, okay, so when a top player like Tormod does something like this, should there be no consequences? Should there be consequences? And it seemed like most of the Swedish competitive scene, the organizers, they agreed after a while to kind of get together and make some rules about this.
Yeah.
And that is a good it's a good step forward.
Yeah, it's very smart.
And I mean, this is their shit, their problem. It's not our problem. And here in Norway, we at least in our club and in Trondheim and Bergen, we only play match play. So there's no problem with cheating because it's kind of self-governing in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to sort of go, oh, look over there, and pull the glass off and hit some switches. It's harder.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the results from the tournaments in January. So here we can see the different cities in red, and the clubs or locations, and the tournaments they had, and the whoppers. So in January at our club, I won that tournament, which was a good starter boost to the NCS rankings.
Yeah.
I got 11.5 points. In Trondheim, they have the tournament at Work, and Frank Nilsen got 2.1 points. So it's a kind of big difference there. Bergen, they have the Bergen Flipperspill Club. They have 2 tournaments on the same day. It's a main and classic. And Kjell Erik Husom has got 6.7 whoppers. And in the classic, one of his sons, Sigurd, got 5 points. So you see there's already a big difference in the amount of whoppers here. I checked a bit the details on the tournaments, and none in Bergen or Trondheim maximizes TGP.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But from January and to February, so here we can see in Oslo that our club, Sigurd, won that tournament with 11.3 whoppers. Seems to be quite steady on 11.
Yeah, I think.
And Tilt, they usually have monthly tournaments. I don't know why they didn't have in January.
Was it COVID thing?
Might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
But then Emma was back with Tilt tournaments. Olav won that, 7.3 whoppers. And Trondheim, they had their tournament where Øyvind Møll, one of the operators, also won. But that was not much whoppers, 1.4.
Yeah.
I would almost say that, I have talked to several of the players in Trondheim, but I still don't understand how they managed to not get 100% TGP. It seems to be a problem with the format.
Yeah, you have to work with the format, otherwise you're,
And I know that we're mostly on the same page when it comes to 100% TGP.
Yeah.
But also when it comes, like, not every tournament has to be 100% TGP if it means playing into the night.
Yeah.
But there is a middle ground.
Yeah.
And 1.4 whoppers is not.
Doesn't feel like a middle ground. I don't know the format, but yeah.
But I think it would be much more motivating also for the players in Trondheim if they could be able to earn a bit more points.
I think whoppers, everyone knows that part of the reason why the competitive scene is what it is because of IFPA, and people can get whoppers and get ranking.
And in Bergen in February was a main and a classic again. Torkel, the other son of Kjell Erik, won the main with 5 whoppers. And a guy I do not know, Knut Birkeland, won the classic tournament with 2.7 whoppers. There are other things happening in the pinball world outside Norway during these months, but we can get back to that. You had Lyman Sheets passing away, Barry Auster. But I think that deserves another episode with a bit more dedicated time and talking about the game. So we'll stick to the Norwegian scene for this episode. Moving on to March. And already here we can see that there is more tournaments per location and also a new city, which is exciting.
Yeah, very.
Starting with Oslo, we have a new tournament called Lille Lørdag, or as it is on IFPA, Lille Lørdag. And you're the organizer of that.
Yeah.
Can you tell a bit about why and your motivation for that?
I was, since it was, let's call it winter, there wasn't any football practice on during the week. So I decided to host a tournament once a month to sort of fill the boredom. Just wanted to have a quick tournament from, we play from 6 till 10 on a Wednesday, so people can sort of attend and still get to work on the Thursday. Choose only the quickest games at the location to get as close to 100% TGP as possible, which we've managed every time. So yeah, really happy with it.
You reached 100% TGP?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yeah, every time.
Which is interesting, because this is, I mean, you could have had the tournament going till 12 o'clock. It's not a public location and stuff, but you really stick to your, maybe ideology is the wrong word, philosophy?
Yeah, I mean...
For that kind of tournament?
Yeah, you want people who have to go up early to work the next day to be able to attend, because, and I mean, usually we end up around like 12 rounds in the warm-up and then 3 in the final, so it's like 10% TGP or 120, whatever.
How is there mostly classic machines in the tournament, since you're choosing the quickest playing machines?
Nah, there's quite a few sort of modern ones. The host here has made some games very brutal of the modern ones, but some modern ones you can't really do anything about, so you just don't play them in that tournament.
As we can see on this first time you organized it, it was Kim Degert who won and got 7 points, which is, I would say, it's a good Whopper points for 4 hours of pinball in the middle of the week.
Yep.
That's something which technically could be done at other public locations, like Tilt, work.
You just need to be able to choose your machines and do some setting changes. That's...
Yeah. I mean, if the other cities manage to kind of get up to that Whopper level, it will be even more exciting for the Norwegian Championship Series.
Yeah.
Thank you for the information about that tournament.
Yeah.
On to the monthly tournament. Is it Tom André Andersen who won that?
Oh yes. Oh, hi.
Scratch.
Yeah.
With 11.2 Whoppers, so keeping it steady on 11 for 3 months actually.
Yeah.
Was that your first victory on the monthly tournament?
Here, yeah.
Huh? And that kind of sent you speeding up on the rankings also at the NCS rankings.
Yeah, so I've been just floating on that.
Yeah. So going on to Tilt in March, Olav won that again, getting 7.8 Whoppers. We've been talking about that before. They have, I think it usually ends up around 64% TGP. So there is some improvement which can be done if wanted.
Yeah.
Without really, it doesn't need to delay that the tournament that much.
No.
Add 1 game or 2 games, or actually like with Lille Lørdag, your tournament, that top 8 advance, and then it's 2 groups playing 3 games, but the final or the winner is determined amongst both groups.
Yeah, so it's whoever gets the most points.
So you kind of save a bit of time by just having that.
Yeah, and people like to play playoffs and finals and sort of get there, and then you can allow 8 people to play for it, and then the rest of the people are there can just have fun and relax for the last hour or so.
But personally, I feel like having like one game in the finals is almost like you can just let all players play 1 more round.
Yeah.
But still, it's 7.8 is Whoppers. It's good. In Trondheim, work. Vegard Stengrune. Vegard, I'll send you the t-shirt from Xmas. It's coming. I'm just a fucking slow bastard. So he won the world's okayest pinballer t-shirt, and I have it here. You'll get it. But Vegard won that tournament with 2.2 Whoppers.
Yep.
In Bergen was the main and Frenzy. An acquaintance of ours, Atle Holden, won the main with 4.6. And in Frenzy, Michael Nisar won it. I talked to him and got to know him a bit in Borås.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Real nice guy. He won the Frenzy with 1.4 Whoppers. I think it was not many people there, and it was a low TGP.
Yeah.
That was why it's so low.
Yeah.
But it's still a victory. And now Kristiansand. This is interesting. It is a guy called Simon, which is also an operator, has started a kind of club with some friends, I guess. And Daniel Hedblom, he's lived in Oslo. He's been playing at our club last year. He's moved to Kristiansand now, so he's kind of joined forces with the High Score Club and is helping, or kind of being the main organizer of the tournaments there.
Yep.
So he's been asking me some questions about tournaments, and I'm very happy to help. I don't have the answer to stuff, but I have experience the same way you do.
Yeah.
So I would love to share that experience, because there is a lot of kind of subtle things which makes a tournament better, the experience is better, the TGP gets a bit up. But for this tournament, it's okay. Don't be fully deceived by that. The winner, Kurt Johansen, got 0 whoppers. It is because none of the players were rated yet. So you need to have 5 games before your
5 tournaments.
5 tournaments, before you're contributing. So, all right, let's go on to the last month before where we are now, April. So in Oslo at the Lille Lørdag at our club, Kim won again, twice in a row. 5 whoppers for him. And in the monthly tournament, Tormod Pettersen won for an 8.9 whoppers.
Yeah.
And at Tilt, Tormod won that also. So that was a good wrap-up of points.
Yeah, stopped Olav's three-peat at Tilt.
In Trondheim, there was 3 tournaments in April, actually. You had at work, they had the Evens Flipper Bonanza. So Even, he wanted to have actually 100% TGP tournament.
Yeah.
And you see, Per Sindre Larsen won that with 5.3 whoppers, and now they're up at the Bergen level.
Yeah.
Or even at Oslo level. So, and at the monthly tournament, which was not 100%, Per Sindre won again, 2.1 whoppers. And then Øyvind Møll organized a tournament at his home, I believe it was, where Per Sindre won again. So he hat-tricked that with 4.5 whoppers. So I think there was a bit more TGP at Øyvind's tournament. And in Bergen in April, they had the main tournament where Sigurd Husom won and got 2.3 whoppers. And they had 2 friends. I think it was like a warm-up on Friday, and then they had 2 tournaments on Saturday. Yeah. But Liv Marion Flatebø, that's the daughter of Tore, I believe. She won that, 1.5 whoppers. And Torkel won the other frenzy with 2.1 whoppers. So that was what's been going on in the tournament results situation since January. So we see some kind of repetition winners, and also some new winners, which is cool. New clubs, new cities.
Yeah, I really like that it's expanding, and as we can see here, comparing the sort of the last slide to the first one, there is a massive difference in the amount of tournaments, the amount of participation. Yeah.
I haven't had a real comparison of the actual IFPA rankings since November, because in December it was only the Xmas recap, and in January my episode was the C-Ray tutorial. Beautiful game.
Oh yes.
We're going to compare now November rankings to the rankings as of today, which is the 16th of May. Things have happened here.
Yes.
I don't know where to start. Let's just quickly, in November, Tormod was in lead, as you can see, with 224 points, Reidar with 197, me with 140, Frank 130, and Thomas with 129. So it was very kind of close between 3 and 5. Tormod was quite in the lead. And now we jump to today.
Yeah.
Frank fucking Nilsen has 250 points.
Yeah. He's been killing it.
Reidar has 243.
Also been killing it.
Tormod, he has gone down to 203 points. I have kind of gone up to 170, and Kjetil has taken the 5th place now with almost 160 points. What happened primarily?
I would say Borås and a few major tournaments in Sweden. And then there's been a lot of decay from 2019, where we had a very big tournament in May.
I agree with Borås was a big factor now. I don't know if you really have time to talk about that. We can revisit Borås, but because of the situation with the cheating and stuff, in the last Borås. They changed up the system now, and instead of having best game, they tried to put in as many tournaments as they could with match play. And also they have there's a new IFPA rule with IFPA I can't speak anymore. Certified tournaments where you get an additional Whopper boost if you fulfill certain criteria.
Yeah.
Which
Frank took full advantage of by winning it.
Yeah, he won that main tournament.
Yeah.
So I think he got 70 points.
77 or
It's so much.
Yeah.
I think I got 14 points and got 12 points and 5 points, I think. So it helped me also. And Reidar also got a lot of points.
Yeah.
He won one of the tournaments. So
Kjetil got high up in one as well. I think.
True.
Yeah.
That had a lot of impact on the results and the rankings. I have a little bit issue with some of the tournaments were done, because when you try to squeeze too many tournaments in, but you don't have the days to film like in Olympics, they make room. They make room for a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
But also it was a bit too few days, so it was like you play group match play for 2.5 hours or 2 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
And on that level, when the machines are not that sadistic, you basically play 3 or 4 rounds, and out of 100 players, 16 advance to earn a massive Whopper.
Yeah.
It gets a bit skewered.
Yeah, it's a bit silly.
And but I don't know. I posted a post on the Swedish forums about it, and also I know that we talked to Christian after the tournament. He also they're going to kind of change some stuff up. Yeah, this was a first time for them to
do match play all weekend. So yeah.
And also Frank, he went to one of the Fulda tournaments in April where he came 4th.
Yeah, kicked ass there as well,
and brought like 30 points or something home. So. Very well earned, Frank. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congrats.
Me and Frank, we're going to the IFPA 17. As mentioned, when you see this, we're probably there already. There's a bunch of pre-tournaments and then the World Championships. Yeah. And I'm coming home to Norway 2 weeks, and then we're going back to Fulda for the Olympics. So I think with that, we are kind of up to date with what's been happening so far. Yeah, that's the status now. I think we'll wrap it up there, actually.
Yeah.
I have shit to do in Florida, in Fulda, and a lot of exciting things happening this year. Thank you for taking part in the beer tasting.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. Oh, I hope you appreciate... I tried to find your favorite games, the playfields here.
Yeah, it's just... Luckily, I had my back turned to them.
Yeah. I'll try again next time.
Yeah.
Get some more playfields.
Get some better ones.
Have a great time ahead. I'll try to make a review or a report from IFPA 17. We'll keep in touch. All right? Bye.
Bye.
Aperitif!